Good afternoon, students. So last time in a last lecture we have started for this topic creating and formatting a document, and we have started and we have done all these like formatting text, size, color, height, enabling the ruler, indent ruler, and we have seen how to do the indent, first line indent, hanging line indent. This is the indent line, and we have seen this indent marker also, and then we have seen how to do this from the command of indent from the paragraph group of home tab. Now today we will continue from there and we will see what is tabs here. So using the tabs gives you more control over the placement of the text. By default, every time you press the tab key, the insertion point will move half an inch to the right. Adding tab stops to ruler allows you to change the size of the tabs. And Word even allows you to apply more than one tab stop us to a single line. For example, on a resume, you could left align the beginning of the line and right align the end of the line by adding a right tab. As shown in the image below, you can see there is what left tab or right tab. Now to the tab selector is located above the vertical ruler on the left. You can see this is our horizontal ruler and this is our vertical ruler. So this is located in the vertical ruler on the left. That means in the left side it is located here. This is what our tab stop selector. So hover the mouse over the tab selector to see the name of the active tab stop. So if you take your mouse there in that, then it will show you the current tab selected. Let's say like if I have a document here, and you see when I press tab, like say I want to push that date into end of this document. So when I press, I put my insertion point here, and if I press tab here, see what happens. Now it was formatted. Now let's say I select this one. If I press tab here, so this word moves only almost half an inch. So whenever you press tab, that moves only half an inch there. This is what the default thing, but we can change it by the tab selector option. Tab stops, where we want to put the tab stops. Right now if you see in this is the horizontal ruler and this is our vertical ruler, and at the top of this vertical ruler we can see here it is a top selector. So if you see closely, you can see when I hover my mouse there, it shows me that what kind of tabs stop is there. Right now it is showing bar tab. If I click one more time, it shows what is it. It is the first line indent which we have seen in the previous lecture. If I click one more time, it shows hanging line indent. This is what hanging line indent, which is we have seen yesterday also, last lecture. If I click one more time, it shows now left tab. One more time, if I click, now it is showing center tab. One more time, if I click, it shows now right tab. Now for example, say if I want to put tab on my document, so what I can do, I can choose one of the tab from these different type of tabs. We have this tab which is called left tab. This do what? It left aligns the text at the tab stop. If I select this center tab, it will do content, it will center the text around the tab stop. If I select this right tab, then it will right align the text at the tab stop. If I select the decimal tab, this aligns the decimal numbers using the decimal point. It uses the decimal point as a alignment option. I will show you how it works. Then you can have bar tab also. that do what? It directly draws the vertical line on the document. It just draw the vertical line in the document. The words can be in the left align or right align on the other side. Then we have seen in the last lecture this first line indent. This insert the indent marker on the ruler and indent the first line of the text in a paragraph. And this is hanging line indent, which we have seen. This do what? Inserts the hanging indent marker on and indent all lines other than the first line in the paragraph, that which we have seen yesterday. Let's say we want to see these tab stops. So suppose I want to add one tab stop, like here in example I want to add this right tab. So what we'll do first, select the paragraph or paragraphs you want to add the tab stops to. So first you have to select the text or paragraph or multiple paragraphs which you want to add the tab. Then if you don't select any paragraphs, the tab stops will apply to the current paragraph and any new paragraph you type below it. So if you don't select any, then it will by default apply to the current tab. That means where your insertion point is there. Then after that you do what? Click the tab selector until the tab stop you want to use appears. Now in our example we are going to select the right tab. So you have to click on this tab selector which I have shown you, like one by one you can click and you will get multiple tab options, tab stop options. So stop when you get what you want. Like I want to get the right tab. So if I click on here, I can get multiple tabs, do other tabs options here. Now I will keep clicking on that until I get what I want. So I want a right tab. Okay, I think this is the right tab. So once you get the right tab, the tab which you want, then what you do, click the location on the horizontal ruler where you want your text to appear. It helps to click on the bottom edge of the ruler and you can add as many tab stop as you want. So on the horizontal ruler here you can put your tab wherever you want your text to be appeared, and after that you can click on that. Now place the insertion point in front of the text you want to tab and then press the tab key. The text will jump to the next tab stop. In our example we will move each date range to the tab stop we created here, and we want to move these two here. Now it is a good idea to remove any tab stops you aren't using so they don't get in the way. So you should remove the tabs which you don't want. To remove the tab stops, first select all the text that uses the tab stop, then click and drag it off the ruler. That means remove it from the ruler. Click and hold and remove it from the ruler. Let's say I want to apply it to this here. So I select the tab here, then I go on to click which tab I want. I want the right tab. I got the right tab here. Then I will move to the horizontal ruler, and where I want to keep it, I want to keep it here. So I put it here. Now as you can see, my tab is here. Now what I will do, I will go to the text beginning of the date here, and then I will press tab key, and as you can see it moves to the point where I put the tab. So on, I can move this one also. Once you have to put the tab, you have to press the tab key, and these dates are moving into that position. You see. Now if you don't want to have this, then you can remove it. For removing it, just select the text first and then hold this tab stopper and drag it out of the document. Now it will no longer affect. This is what a tab we can use. Now we have other tabs also. We have other types of tabs also. Like we have different types of tab. Like we have right tab, we have left tab, we have center tab. So what those do, let's say I select this text here, and if I select this right tab, let's say I select the right tab here first, and if I put it here, now see what happens when I press the tab with this text. It goes to the left side, left align, right align to that tab stop. You can see. Now for example, suppose if I select the left tab, now I put the left tab here in the same position. Now what happened when I tap this line? Now it goes to the left align of that tab stop, as you can see. That is what left align will do. Now if I put center tab, let's say I put the center tab here. Now what it will do when I press the tab, it will move the line to the center of that tab stop. Now it says when you can see the line, it is not left align, not right align, it is directly at the center of that tab stop. That is what this center do. And there is one more decimal center tab, that is what decimal tab. Decimal tab. Now this decimal tab is for the decimal type of data, like this one we have. Now you can see you have decimal after 2 numbers, here you have after 1 number, here you have after 3 number, here you have after 4 number, but they are aligned left, so they are not showing you that where is the decimal point. So I can add this decimal tab stop here. Now let's say what happens here. Now these numbers will align according to the decimal number when I press tab. Let's say like this. If you see here, the line, it is ended on the decimal, it is centered on the decimal. Let's say I click on this, I click on this, I click on this, I add, I tab, and what they are doing, they align according to the decimal point. That is what this decimal center do. Then next thing is to manage the line and paragraph spacing. As you design your document and make formatting decisions, you will need to consider line and paragraph spacing. You can increase the spacing to improve the readability and reduce it to fit more text on the page. So you can increase the space and you can decrease the space between the lines. Line spacing is the space between each line in a paragraph. Word allows you to customize the line spacing to be single spaced, 1 line high, double spaced, that is 2 line high, or any other amount you want. The default spacing in Word is this 1.0908 line, which is slightly larger than the single line. As you can see here, this is the default space, but you can increase and you can decrease also. Let's say if I decrease it, you see these lines get little closer here. Or even I can increase it to have a double space. So this is what line between spaces. Why we do this? To more readability, increase the readability, or reduce the size to add more text. How we will do this? For doing that, you can select the text which you want to, first you select the paragraph or lines which you want to add and space. Then go to the home tab, click the line paragraph spacing command, then select the desired line spacing option. You have multiple line spacing options here, 0, 1.0, which is not 1.08, which is the default one. Then you can go for 1.15, 1.5, 2.5, 3 point, whatever. And then when you select, after selecting, the line spacing will be changed in the document. For example, we have a text here. So I want to change the line spacing in between these paragraphs. So I select these paragraphs, go to this paragraph tab, in the home tab in the paragraph group, I go to here in the line spacing paragraph option, command, I click on it, I get this. But now right now it is 1.0, I want more, so I select this. You can see in the preview background in the document, it is showing you the preview that how much distance it will get. 3, it's too much. Let's say I want this 1.15. You can see it is increased. Let's say I will increase more and go for 2. Now you see the space between line is more than one line, 2 lines. Or I go back to the original one. So this is how you can increase the space between lines. Then you can do fine tuning the line spacing. Then you can do your line spacing options aren't limited to the ones in the line and paragraph spacing menu. To adjust the spacing with more precision, select line spacing option more from the menu to access the paragraph dialog box, and you will then have a few additional options you can use to customize the spacing. For example, I want more options, so I select it and then I go to the line spacing paragraph. These are the options which we have, but we are not limited to only this. We can go for the line spacing options here. It opens this dialog box where we can manage more options. We have here spacing options. In that we have option for line spacing. In that we have multiple different options. Like we have single, that means only single line, or you can go for one line. The single line, that means only single line, no option you have. You can go for 1.5, and here you can see the preview how much distance you will get. Or you can go for double line in between, or you can go for exactly, at least, exactly, or multiple. What these three options do, it do actually, this exactly option do what? When you choose this option, the line spacing is measured in points, just like font size. For example, if you are using 12 point text, you could use 15 point spacing. So it depends on the font type you use. Like it gives you option to choose as a point. So you can adjust, like with your font, you can adjust the space between your line also. This at least do what? Like the exactly option, this lets you choose how many points of spacing you want. But however, if you have different size of text on the same line, the spacing will expand to fit the large text. That means in single line I have all the text of size 12, but I have one word of size 15. So when I add the point, like in it exactly I say I want 15 point, then what? It will not increase accordingly this point, it will do it for accordingly this point. That means the largest size of your text in the line. Then you have multiple option. This options lets you type the number of lines of spacing you want. For example, choosing multiple and changing the spacing to 1.2 will make the text slightly more spread out than single spaced text. If you want the line to be closer together, you can choose a smaller value like 0.9 also. That means it will give you an option to select space like a points. Like a points, that means like what we have here, default we have here like this, but this does not allow us to give a less size than 1.0, but here we can choose to have less than 1 also in this option. So you have exactly also, you can do it like a point. At least you can do it also as a point, but in multiple you can do it as a number. Now you can see here 3 means what? Is too much far. This 3 option is also available here, but if I want 1 here, see, no changes. Why? Because the 1 is already there. Now I want less than 1, so I can do it here. I want 0.9 here. So multiple 0.9. Now the lines will come little closer. Now you see the lines come little closer than that. The option 1.0.9 is not available here. So I go here and I can go more less. I can go this up down arrow also. Less than, I can go for 0.5. Now you see the text, and now it is not easy to read. It is taking less space, but the lines are getting in each other. You can go more less, like let's say I go for 0.03. Now is it readable? No, because it get the one line is get inside the other line. That is not good. So that is what we can do. Let's go for the default one. The next thing you can do, you can add and remove the space between paragraphs also. So just as you can format spacing between lines in your document, you can adjust the spacing before and after the paragraphs. This is useful for separating paragraphs, headings and subheadings. Now to format the paragraph spacing, you have to select the paragraph or paragraphs you format. If you can see in our document, I have selected the paragraphs and you can see there is a space between paragraphs that is already added here. If I remove this space, then you will not understand that these are different paragraphs. So let's say select the paragraph, then what you do, go to the home tab in the line paragraph spacing command, click the add space before paragraph or remove the space after paragraph from the drop down menu. In our example, let's say we go for the before paragraph space. So you can add and remove the space before and after the paragraphs. And the paragraph spacing will change in the document. Let's say I do here, I go here in this paragraph group, line and paragraph, and this is what I have. Now you see I have both the options. It is saying remove before and remove after. Why? Because already it is there. So let's say I remove it, remove before, and also I will remove after. Now you see, you cannot say like which is the paragraph, because both every lines are now closed. So adding the space between before and after paragraph is good to have a space. Let's say I add the space before paragraph. So now you can see we have some space before every paragraph. Then we have list option. This bullet and numbered list can be used in your document to outline, arrange and emphasize the text. Now in this lesson you will learn how to modify existing bullets, insert new bullet and numbered list, select symbols as bullets and format multi-level list too. Now to create the bullet list, now first why we use this? Let's say I have a document here. Now here let's say I have this list of suppose I have this list to buy the fruits. I have to buy banana, apple, mango and avocado and all these things. Now is it in the same way? We cannot differentiate. If somebody read this, it is not difficult, it is a little difficult for him to differentiate between all these words, because it is not emphasizing. So what we can do, we can emphasize with this by adding the bullet list. How we can do that? We can create the bullet list. First you select the text you want to add the list, then go to the home tab and click on the drop down arrow next to the bullet command and a menu of the bullet list will appear. Here it is the bullet command. So when you click on that, so by default you have an option to add the default bullets, or you can click the drop down menu to get the more options. By default it will add this bullet, and you can get other options also like other design of bullets. So move the cursor over the various bullet style, a live preview of the bullet style will appear in the document. Select the bullet you want and then the bullet will be, your text will be formatted accordingly. Let's say I want, so I click here. Let's say first I increase the size of this font so that everyone know that this is what I have to buy. And what I have to buy, I have to buy these. So I selected the text, then I went to this home tab paragraph group. In here I have bullets command. If I directly click on the command, it added this bullets. You can see now we can emphasize like, okay, this is what I have, this is the list. Or if I want different style of bullets, then I can go for the drop down menu and then I can choose from the different styles. I have added some custom here, but we have some default ones. Let's say I want to go with this. Then we can have number list also. To create the number list, when you need to organize the text into a numbered list, Word offers several numbering options. You can format your list with the number, letters or Roman numerals also. So if you want to add the number list, let's say I want to add the same number list to the same list. First I will remove the current list. So for removing the bullets, again click on the bullet command, it will remove. Now I want to add the number list here. So first select the text, and then you can go to the home tab. Again in the drop down menu of the number command here, you can select directly the command. It will add the default numbering option. Otherwise you can click on the drop down menu to get the advanced option, and you can get multiple options. So you can add number of different ways of numbers like this. You can add like this, you can add like numbers like this, you can even add the alphabetical letters A, B, C, D, or you can add the Roman numbers also. So whatever you want, you just select, go there, and then live preview, it will show you in the document, and then you select what you want. The text will be formatted as a numbered list. Let's say I selected the document, I go to the number list command. If suppose I click directly here, it added the default number. If I want a different style, then I go for the drop down menu, and as I move my cursor there, you see the preview there. It is changing according to when I move my cursor. Let's say I want like this. If you want to remove it, then you can directly click on the command, it will remove. Add, remove. Then sometime what happened, you want to continue the list or you want to restart the list. Suppose I have another list of objects. Next I have list of devices to buy. Let me increase this one. Okay. Now these are the list of devices which I want to buy. Now I want to add the number list here also. So I select the text and I go here and I add the number list. Now what happened, it started from the beginning by default 1, 2, 3. It ended here on the 12, and then it is starting from the beginning here 1, 2, 3, 4. Now sometime you have the list, you want to create it from the, you want to continue the list. Suppose sometime I want to continue the list, like this one is ended on 12, so I want to start after here, I want to start it after 12, that means from 13. It is a different list, but something I type in between, then I want to continue. So you can do this, you can continue the list. For that you right click on the number list, you will get this option. Here you can say continue the numbering. Now you see it is starting from after 12, it is continuing from 13, or even sometime automatically it will continue, but I don't want to continue. So sometime it do automatically use continue, like this in an image you can see after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 it is continuing from 6, 7, 8. So in this case you can restart it from 1 again. So for that again you click on that list number, again you will get the menu and you can see what, restart at 1. So again it will restart from 1. So that is how you can arrange your list also. Then customize the look of the bullet in your list can help you emphasize the certain list items and personalize the design your list. So Word allows you to format bullets in a variety of ways. You can use a symbol and a different colors, or even upload a picture as a bullet. So you can use these default options of bullet, or you can use another predefined bullets which you have. You click on this, you will go, it will take you to the new dialog box. From here you can choose the symbols. There are lots of symbols. You can use it as a bullet, or even you can use your own picture here as a bullet. Let's say I added the bullet here. But if I want different, then I can go for here. Or if I want more than this, then I can go for the define new bullet. It opens this option. From here you can choose the symbols. You have lots of symbols here. From here you can choose, multiple symbols are there. You can choose anyone which you like. So let's say I choose this watch. Click here, OK, and then OK. Now you can see it is using as a watch as a bullet. Or even you can add image also. For adding the image, go to the define here and you can select the picture. When you click on this, it will take you to this window where you can download the picture from your Google, your OneDrive, your drive, which is your network drive, or you can search on the internet for image, or you can use, if your image is in your machine, then you can browse and you can select image from your machine. Let's say I have an image here in my desktop. So I can select that image and then I can press OK. And you can see now that image is now showing as a bullet. Then you can have multi-level lists also. So multi-level lists allow you to create an outline with multiple levels. By bulleted or numbered list can be turned into a multi-level list by using the tab key. So you can use the tab key to make a multi-level. Like first level is this. When you press tab, it will go to the next level. If you press tab, it will go to another level, and more on, so on. It will goes on to get to the more levels. Now why we need levels? Sometime you have some data like this. Let's say I have like this. I'll go by the default bullets. Data is saying banana, then 50 picks, apple 40 picks, mango 40 picks, avocado. Now what that means, I don't mean like banana and 50 pieces are different. I want like a banana 50 pieces, apple 40 pieces. So this 50 pieces, the pieces option must be come into the second level. So in this case, to make it look and understandable, then you should need that numbering option. You can use this for a bullet also, or you can use it for number list also to create a multi-level list. Now how you will create this? You will create using the tab key. For increasing the level, like this is the first level, you want to increase the level, you put your insertion point here and press the tab key. It will increase the level. If you want more level, you want to increase the more level, then again press the key, insertion point there, press the insert tab key, it will increase the level. If you want to decrease the level, then you can hold your put your insertion point there and hold the shift key and then again press the tab key. It will decrease the level like this. So I want this to have in the second level, so I put my insertion point there, press the tab key, it goes on to second level, second level, second level, second level, second level, second level, second level. So this, and if suppose you want to go back to previous level, so hold your key there, hold your insertion point there, press shift, hold the shift key and press tab key. It decreases the level. Tab increases the level, shift tab decreases the level. Or even you can press the backspace key in your keyboard to decrease the level. And you can have multi levels also. Now multi levels, that means like suppose here avocado I want 40 pieces, then 10 pieces ready and 10 pieces not ready. Now if someone sees the list like this, he will assume like I want 20 pieces, then again I want 10 pieces and 10 pieces also not ready. That means total I want 30 pieces. but it is not like that. I want to say like I wanted to say like I want 20 only. In that 20 I want 10 ready and 10 not ready. So in this case you need multiple levels. How you can do that? One more time press tab, it goes on to more level. You can go on more levels by pressing more tabs. Shift tab will go back to previous level. This is bullet list. You can use it for the number list also. Like I select this same text and I go for click on the number list. So it goes on to add the number list also. Number is like that means first level is number 1, second list level is letters A, B, C, D, third level is numeric Roman numbers 1, 2 like this. Now this is what multi-level option, but you can choose, this is what the default option, but here also like the bullet and number list you can choose multiple different levels and multiple different ways of levels. Here you can see here there is an option, there is a command for multi-level list. In this drop down you can choose a different style of multi-leveling. These are the default one, number list, and this is for the bullet list, but you can choose multiple different type of styles. Let's say I want this one. First level will be 1, second level 1.1, third level 1.1, 1.1. Let's say like this. Now you can see here what is it. First level is 1, second level is 1.1, then 1, 2, 2.1, 3, 3.1, 4, 4.1, and third level in the 4.1 is 4.1.1. So this is how you can design your different levels. You have here option, you can have multiple different levels. Let's say I want this one. So this is how you can manage your multi-level list. So students, this is what we have today's lecture. I hope and you have understand this. Now we will continue next topic in the next lecture. Have a good day.